ॐ ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या संप्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ विदितानमया विशदैककला न च किञ्चन काञ्चनमस्ति गुरो द्रुतमेव विदेहि कृपां सहजां भव शङ्कर देशिकमे शरणम्। ॐ परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री वेद व्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकरादि समस्त तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः गुरुभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। सर्वेषां गुरूणां परब्रह्मणः श्रुतिमातु देवतानाम् अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव सिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थानजागरणविश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं समस्तसनातनधर्मभक्तसाधकसेवकोपासक जिज्ञासुस्थापकानां विघ्नशत्रुनिवारण संपदा शक्ति साधनावाप्ति द्वारा दिग्विजय प्राप्त्यर्थं श्री आनोभद्रा सूक्तस्य पारायणं श्री तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः आद्य शंकराचार्य भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ आनोभद्राः सूक्तम्। Today one more time we will chant Anobhadraha Suktam. With that, let us pray. From all directions of the world, the noble thoughts of spiritual sadhana, noble thoughts of all our efforts for the welfare of the world come to us. May we also that way spread out into the world all the divine noble thoughts only. Let the divinity also be pleased with us and bless us with all those noble things, performing which our lives become fulfilled. ॐ अथ आनो भद्राः सूक्तम्। ॐ आनो भद्राः क्रतवो यन्तु विश्वतो दब्धासो अवरीतास उद्भिदः देवानो यथा सदमिद्वृधे असन्नप्रायुवो रक्षितारो दिवे दिवे देवानां भद्रासु मतिर्रुजु यदां देवानां रातिरविनो निवर्तताम् देवानां सख्यमुपसेदिमा वयं देवान आयु प्रतिरन्तु जीवसे तान् पूर्वया निविदाहुमहे वयं भगं मित्रमदितिं दक्षमस्रिधं हर्यमणं वरुणं सोममश्विना सरस्वतीन सुभगामयस्करतो तन्नो वातावयो बुवातु भेषजम् तन्माता पृथिवी तत्पिता द्यौः तद्ग्रावाणः सोमसुतो मयो भुवस्तदश्विना शृणुतं धिष्ण्या युवं तमीशानं जगतस्तस्तु शस्पतिं धियं जिन्वमवसे हूमहे वयं पूषा नो यथा वेदसामसत् वृते रक्षिता पायुरदब्ध स्वस्तये स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातो पृषदश्वा मरुत वृष्णिमातर शुभं यावानो विदतेषु जग्मयः अग्निजिह्वामनव सूरचक्षसो विश्वेनो देवा अवसागमन्यः भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः सुष्ठुवांसस्तनोभिर्व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः शतमिन्नु शरदो अन्ति देवा यत्रा नश्चक्राजरसं तनूनां पुत्रासो यत्र पितरो भवन्ति स्मानो मध्यारीरिषतायुर्गन्तोः अदितिर्द्यौरदितिरन्तरिक्षमदितिर्माता स पिता स पुत्रः विश्वे देवा अदिति पञ्चजना अदितिर्जातमदितिर्जनित्वम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ओम श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेद अंतर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ओम यस्मात् जातं जगत् सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदं धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणदः व्याख्याता सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते ॐ अथ शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानन्दवल्ली शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ तृतीयोऽनुवाकः ॐ प्राणं देवा अनुप्राणन्दे मनुष्याः पशवश्च ये प्राणो हि भूतानामायुः तस्मात् सर्वायुषमुच्यते सर्वमेव त आयुर्यन्ते ये प्राणं ब्रह्मोपासते प्राणो हि भूतानामायुः तस्मात् सर्वायुषमुच्यत इति तस्यैष एव शारीर आत्मा यः पूर्वस्य तस्माद्वा एतस्मात् प्राणमयात् अन्योऽन्तर आत्मा मनोमयः तेनैष पूर्णः स वा एष पुरुषविद एव तस्य पुरुषविदताम् अन्वयं पुरुषविदः तस्य यजुरेव शिरः ऋग्दक्षिणः पक्षः सामोत्तरः पक्षः आदेश आत्मा अथर्वाङ्गिरस पुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवति ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः नारायण ओम. Let us salute Parabrahma, Shruti Mata, all the Brahma Vidya Acharyas, Rishi, Muni, Guru, Devatas. Salutations to Vedavyasa, Vaishambhayana, Yajnavalkya Adi Rishis. Salutations to Bhagwan, Sri Adi Shankara. Salutations to all the Guru Parampara who are blessing us and the Gurus whom we are holding on to. Spiritual sadhana, or in fact generally the human life, is healthy better when we first of all become introverted, by knowing that whether it is the outer world, our doing something in that world, or receiving from the outer world, or responding to the outer world, or even doing spiritual sadhana, all of that is in our own antakarana, in our own mind. With recognizing this truth, When we become internal, introverted, and then on that antakarana, if we can get the authentic, correct understanding about everything. Everything means about the outer world, its position, etc. So to our position in the outer world and what we have to do so that that outer world don't give me dukkha, doesn't give me. So that internalization of our attention is most important and called for uh, as a human being for betterment of our life. Only after doing that practice, that in the intellect or in the antakarana, I am becoming aware of everything's presence, their positions, their life relation in my life, my relation with that. Therefore, what I have to do, not to make the world liability to me, nor I become liability to the world. This clarity, when it comes and we start living life like that, then the world on our head, our life in the world will not become a burden. First, that thing we have to achieve. Otherwise, what happens in our giving undue importance only to the outer world without understanding that it is in our own mind and without knowing that this is how we have to relate with the world, we only create throughout life our tensions, worries, anxieties. Life need not be having so many worries, anxieties. Animals are better than us. They don't have all those tensions. Much relaxed they are. And we are see how much all the time. Is it all necessary? Why is it all happening? If not for our not becoming introverted and seeing the world from that standpoint. Like the world is in front of me, I am seeing it. What the world is giving me, what I have to give it to the world. The world of things, world of nature, world of beings, world of people. How simple it is if we really think and understand and keep doing so, neither less nor more. Then where is the problem? Like that wonderful, sincere, serious government servant. He joined at the age of 22, 23. He retired at the age of 61, 62. These 40 or 38 years regularly went to office, did whatever is given, work, got the salary, went on doing work well, so got promoted, seniority and all, and one day retired. What is the problem? Only when there are unnecessary excitements, the trouble of fighting with the boss, not liking the job, problem with the colleagues created, or over enthusiasm in things, or greed of money. Are these not the things which trouble his career? And does some or the other Gotala, then he is suspended. Again, the case somehow happened, again he is taken into service. Again, after 2 years, again another problem he does. Therefore, he is sent to other place for transfer. There also he creates a mistake. If you can understand these two categories of workers, one is sincerely working, no need for any complication because of him to the office, to anybody in the office, to the work of the office. Therefore, he has no problem from the office or the people or the work of the office for himself. Same thing if he does at home also. He has a wife, parents, children. So systematically he knows what to do and he has done. Others also reciprocated. Then his not only the official life, even the domestic life also is so beautifully taken care without issues. Married, wife taken care, she took care, children are born, they are taken care, they have studied, they are put. See, ऑफिस का भी काम लगातार चल रहा है, ये भी लगातार चल रहा है. Then one day, children got settled, he also retired. Same time, the other social obligations, relational obligations, knowing it thoroughly if he does it, how nice. Along with that, knowing that none of these are ultimate goal. A goal is spirituality. For that, at that certain age, I have to start it. Starting is always by going to do some temple puja and all. Later on, by God's grace, if the Lord comes in the form of any guru, hold on to the guru, slowly develop faith and devotion to the guru. Keep listening to him from him tattva. जितना हो सके उतना. or whatever is understood in that whichever the sadhana clicks. This is sadhana I need to do, keep doing. Everywhere, if we really become internal at our intellectual level and remove that lethargy of intellect and authentically, if we think, everywhere we see how the life can be with clarity of understanding lived smoothly. Because of non understanding at the intellectual level, out of emotions or out of temptations, out of ego, we just go on instead of responding to the world, keep on reacting. Instead of going along with the world, we try always to take the world as opposition and fight with it. All that is causing the dukkha. We have to learn that art of from within looking at. And what's my position in the world, what I have to give. And one of the helpful thing, if we can take it, is this key. We are one of the all common beings. Nothing special we are. Anyway, at the body level, we are not special. Every animal is like that. At the antakarana level, we are not special because everybody's antakarana is like that. At the atma level, we are not special because ultimately everybody is the same self. The feeling that I am special is called as ego, which to maintain that speciality does all the gimmicks or magics or nonsense. Smooth the life should be. Like in the Lord's creation, so many beings are there. I am also one of them. All are doing their work. Let me also do the work. All of them, knowingly or unknowingly, heading towards the divinity. Let me also head towards Him knowingly because I am given a chance to study Shastra and try to understand. Where is the complication? Where are the reasons? Any reasons for our creating those tensions and worries? If really it clicks to us and we learn the art of looking from within and what to call it as, we make everything streamlined properly, every aspect of our life, and live accordingly, life is a joy only. In a hurry of doing million things, we don't pause to think from within in the mind. And therefore, we keep on doing, not even knowing that what we are doing is either wrong or not required or not right. If you really pause and see, wrong will go away, unwanted will go away. What exactly required, that alone happens through us every moment. That is a fulfillment. So may we all, by God's grace, as we are studying Shastras, by the grace of Gurus also, come to the Vijnanamaya or the intellectual level, and from there look into everything honestly. Use the intellect always to think and understand exactly our position in the world, world's position is our life, our position spiritually, and therefore what we have to do. Keep doing. While doing so, don't compare with others. Get inspired if they are better than us. And if somebody are lesser than us in sadhana, help them. The same time, don't feel arrogant or anything, but can feel that thank God we are able to do. Let us continue in that way because the comparison trips also create problems in us. That person is matured from so many lives, therefore he is able to do all sadhanas beautifully. You and I started just now. Therefore, we can't even do a japa properly seated at one place. That's our position. Taking inspiration from him, let us understand the entire technique of japa, need of the japa, process of japa, and do it. Focus on that. Other than that, after seeing other people, any other thought of worrying or brooding is meaningless one. So, in this way, every moment we are alert at the intellectual level and clear in the understanding, and accordingly conduct. Outer life also will be good. Mind also is contented inside. Yeah, what's to be done, that alone is done. And in that, if spirituality is included, we can see the spiritual change also in us. Spiritual change is nothing but seeing the divinity everywhere if you are a bhakta, seeing the self everywhere if you are a jnana margi. Trying to see and succeeding in seeing and experiencing it. That's it. Baki sab. Everything else is delusory only. So may we all be that way, not running in our activities without awareness. From now onwards, let the level of our awareness grow. Let the subtlety of the intellect grow to understand situations, positions. Let the Shastra guide us for the right understanding. Let our body, mind, senses be fully cooperative to execute what is to be done in the world as a service, as a duty, as well as our spiritual sadhana. May that way our life be free from all our regrets or guilts, both of sins of omission and commission. May our lives be continuous saga of contentments that what is to be done, that alone is happening every day, every moment. In that way, may we grow spiritually and in the life. All that happens when we focus more on our own antakarana. When we learn that one, position of everything starts becoming clear. How much I have to involve with the people, with the things, with the entertainments. ये सब मन को मतलब अपने अटेंशन को दिल दिमाग पे हम लगा के देखने से सबका आंसर मिल जाता है. If we don't attend to our own intellect, its maturity, its attentiveness, and its understanding, then we get carried away either by the mind's whims or the temptations of the senses or the forces of the vasanas, again, or the habits of the mind, or influenced by equally less informed people of the world. What is it in Upanishads called as Andhenaiva Niyamana Yata Andaha is this is what the blind senses, the blind mind, the blind vasanas guiding the blind intellect. And senses, mind, and vasanas are always blind. Only the intellect can open its eyes and understand. And it should guide all these three. The intellectual understanding should guide the senses and the mind to function as required. And that alone should analyze and see the vasanas which are coming as thoughts at the level of mind. Are they useful or are they detrimental? If useful, how to execute them? Vasana means samskara also, positive samskara bhi hoenge. If they are detrimental, how to delicately eliminate. This exercise is called as living spiritual life. All the time we are in that. In that the answers about the world, worldly happenings, ये सब अपने आप ही हो जाते हो. आफ्टर ऑल तो ये दुनिया में हम रहकर भी करें क्या? हमसे क्या हो सकता है? हमको कौन पूछ रहा है? Is anybody God coming and asking us? Is nature coming and asking us? Nobody is bothered about us. We, if you do our job in the flow of evolution, we are given that evolutionary stages. That's it. Other than that, nothing we can do, nor anybody needs us. सब तमाशा ही है बस. वो चलता ही रहता है काल के वेग में, ईश्वर के इच्छा से समष्टि जगत में जब का तब जो होते रहना होता ही रहेगा. And our excited involvements of any sort will not change that course. Only thing is what if we are in flow with the evolutionary stage, then we are protected, we are just saved. If you do any natak in that flood, we are just taken or thrown. That's it. फेंक देंगे हमको बस. According to the flow of evolution, if you don't work, we are just sent into the places of devolution or the narakatya. Flow in the time, flow according to the evolutionary process, then you are okay. Like in the traffic, when you go along with the heavy traffic, you are in the traffic guided. If you do something here and there, police will come and catch you, seize the vehicle, and not allow us to go anywhere in that way. So maybe that way we guided through the study of Shastras at our intellectual level to become alert all the time regarding our role in this world outside and also for our own inner sadhana. So for this only all the Upanishads, all the Shastras, Shastra study that way ultimately should make us this way introverted and internal. Even after studying all the Shastra. If you think the things and beings of the world outer are more important than the mind and intellect's understandings, Shastra has not entered us at all. We are listening, but it has not entered. If the Shastra enters, what the Shastra? Nothing but knowledge at the intellectual level. The intellect only we are not becoming aware of, and that is not at all used to you to make to take the help of Shastra to understand and execute what is to be done and stop doing what's not to be done. If that has not happened, then क्या हो रहा है? शास्त्र अपने ट्रैक पे हमारे अंदर जाके बाहर जा रहा है, and our life is continuously lived only on the emotions, only on the vasanas, only on the habits. Then this also another mechanical process of non-evolution. ऐसा बंदा evolve नहीं होगा. Actually, every time the शास्त्र का ज्ञान मन में रहते हुए उसके अनुसार ही जीवन शैली को जीना है. Every moment, the knowledge of Shastra should always be there as a reference. Based on that only we have to do. Like any doctor, the medical knowledge is inside him, Shastra. Accordingly, only does the treatments, the operations. Then only the operation successful, patient is healthy. Same way our life should be. May we all get that vision very soon by the grace of Guru Parampara and God. O Lord, O Guru, Hey Guru Tattva, all the Gurus, Rishis. In our own innocence, definitely, we started our spiritual journey very off late only. Don't deserve also all that, and yet, if our prayers touch you, please give us that maturity as soon as possible, so that we are no more liable to the world, no more liable to ourselves, asset to the world, and asset to ourselves. More importantly, grow spiritually to touch the core and become means for the spiritual divinity to express through us. In this way, all the time when we are in those type of thoughts, we are in the right track. Now coming to our Taittiriya Upanishad's guidance, which we are slowly, steadily only studying because that's our capacity. We are not so great masters, both the speaker and spoken, that in one go we understand the purport of the mantra and the explanation of the bhashya and internalize it at that very moment. We are struggling only to understand the meaning of the words, the meaning of the sentences, and the meaning of the entire theme and its role in our sadhana. So we are very slow students, never mind. But at least we are trying. Let all of them bless us for the systematic understanding. So in that we have done with the Annamaya Kosha. And not that we studied it, it is over. It should not be like that. Every day those mantras told regarding Annamaya by the Yajur Brahmanas, Rigveda mantra, keep on remembering till not only the understanding becomes clear, but this understanding, clear understanding, should lead consequently to the objectification of the Annamaya. ये होना चाहिए. It is not the self. Till Annamaya is not the self, is not achieved, our study of Annamaya Kosha is not completed. To reach to that level, the study is here. The topic is given to us for that purpose, not for just browsing through the Shastra and that portion of study and live life as earlier as I am Annamaya only. अगर कोई वो फर्क नहीं पड़ा तो फर्क नहीं पड़ा. जिंदगी वैसी चलेगी. Same Janma Jara Roga Mrityu Adi will create the Bhaya, create the Dukkha is equal to Samsara. So a person who studied Upanishad in that Annamaya Kosha still is going through same misery like a person who has not studied. Then what's the use of all that? And how will it happen? Again, at one time study of Upanishad in that Annamaya Kosha is equal to the non-student, non-studying student. Same. The difference between him and us will be when we everyday study, everyday contemplate, and one day we reach to those convictions. This Annamaya Kosha is not the Atma. It is not me. It is given to me. I stay in that. This has got this purposes. So only that much. It is so everywhere. Whether you talk about any friends or relatives, your offices, your vehicles you travel, your instruments you use, all of them have the purpose of utility thereafter the limitation. जहाँ हद तक है उसका ज़रूरत है यूज़ करना, उससे ज़्यादा उससे रिलेट करोगे वही संसार होता है। The government gave the car, use it for the work, then park it. Any other way you try to use it, it becomes samsara. Then it will be seized, you will not be given it. इन द सेम वे एनीथिंग आउटर वर्ल्ड में भी जो भी है, जैसा अभी इंट्रोडक्शन में पढ़ा हमने, उतना ही हमको करना है जितना मंजूर है, बियॉन्ड दैट इज संसार. सो टू व्हेन आई कम टू दैट लेवल ऑफ रिलेटिंग विद द देह एज एन आत्मा, देह समस्यास विल गो अवे because I am considering myself as deha, therefore all the changes in deha are non acceptable. That's what is samsara. Not only the deha samasyas go away, all other problems are because of dehosmi, they also go away. This happening is called spiritual evolution and redemption, means moksha. एक कोश से मोक्ष हो गया. इस तरह से दूसरा तीसरा तो both the moksha from the bondage because of the identity with the five koshas, that also should come. The other thing is what, if पांच कोश छोड़ दिया तो who are you? अरे सत्यम ज्ञानम ब्रह्म, that I am, that's highly most beautiful. और वहां तक जाने के लिए शर्माना नहीं चाहिए, घबराना नहीं चाहिए. Hesitate we should not. Don't imagine, how can I be like that? अरे I can't do that sadhana. I can't be Brahma and all. I can only listen, but I can be only Mr. So and so with this is properties, individualities. This notion again will never allow us to do the inspired sadhana. Therefore, as all the great masters have reached to the experience, oh Lord, we also should reach to. I want to reach to that experience. Bless me. Tell me what to do. I will do. In those moods, when we are there for a few years or lives, then we become prepared. If you continue that just listen kar raha hu, I am only listening, I have no relation at all with that information or the knowledge, I can't do that, my life is like this only. If these type of thoughts we entertain, our personality will be like that. At that very mediocre level, a little better than others, that we just come to class, listen something. No substantial transformation at all will happen. So all this put together is spiritual. Now Annamaya, we have seen, Pranamaya, we have seen. The most important things are what? Ki from the Parabrahma through the Panchakosha, the Annamaya came. Annamaya came from the Annarasa Adi. And it has got the Pakshi Rupa, it has got the limbs. That's how we have to contemplate on it. In that contemplation only, the delusory idea that it is me goes away. And to make it go away, only one logic we have to use. The logic is the knower cannot be known. That's it. Jnata cannot be the Gneya. So simple it is. We need not use millions of Vedantic thoughts. एक दो यूज करने से हमको प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व होता है. There are 20 spanners are there to tighten the bolt or nut. All 20 are not required. The correct one if you use, एक काफी. In the same way, while studying all that, if the Jnata is different from the Gneya, if this one logic, which is so appealing only, is it not? The Gneya Vastu is different from Jnata. In hundreds of cases, we are doing so. The house is known by me, but I am not the house. Car is known by me, I am not the car. The rivers are known by me, I am not the river. Tree is known by me, I am not tree. So the body is known by me, I am not the body. Because the habit of thousands of lives living as Am Devasmi, the fear comes there कि अगर छोड़ दिया तो मेरा क्या होगा? Just like every day traveling car, one day car breaks down. How will I go to the office? Before the car came, he was going on scooter or cycle or the bus or by walk. So, but then इसका आदत हो गया. Because of the adat, when the car breaks down, he feels I can't. Because the adat that I am Dehosmi from million lives, it feels frightening in the beginning. कि how can I be without देह दादा? देह को छोड़ो नहीं कह रहे, देह में ही रहना पड़ता है. But the mamata with that we have to reduce. Through this through Gneya differentiation. That is the thing which we have to do. That goes without saying. In Upanishad में बात उसीलिए तो कह रहे हैं ना. सो वो इतना सिंपल बात को स्पष्ट रूप से नहीं बोलेंगे, वो हमको उसको समझना है. The style of the Upanishad here in this portion is just telling about each of the kosha and the relation of the next kosha with the earlier one. After this understanding is gained, what consequently we have to change ourselves in our perspective is we have to understand. पहले ही बता चुके हैं कि that Parabrahma Paramatma, who is a Pratyagatma, which is beyond all these Panchakoshas, is our goal. To reach to him, we are peeling off one by one kosha. पहले बता दिया. Therefore, understanding each kosha, peeling off is our job. The peeling off is detaching from it, from the Atma Bhava. It will continue. With the koshas only, we have to live life and do our sadhana even after the siddhi. But the Atma Tadatma with them should go away. Matlab, in our attention, identity with them and working only for them should be changed into the identity with the self, and working or doing sadhana only to reach the self should happen. When the self is reached, I am that experience. Thereafter, these upadhis will continue if the Lord wants, and the required work will be done if the Lord wants. I have no relation with that as an samsari, identified with it. So in this way, Annamaya seen, Pranamaya also, Tenaisha Purnaha si, Tasmadva Tasmat, Annarasamayat, Anyantara Atma, Pranamaya, Tenaisha Purnaha. So the Anyaha, Antaraha, Atma, Tena Purnaha. These are the four things with which the subtler koshas are understood in contrast with the grosser koshas. So grossest is the Annamaya. Within that is called a Pranamaya. So Pranamaya is what? Anyaha from the Annamaya, Antaraha inside Annamaya, then also is taken as Atma, and then Purna. Purna permeating. The next level is what? Ki for the Annamaya, so much is the Pranamaya is Atma that without Pranamaya, Annamaya is Shunya only. With this understanding, we have to develop our attention on Pranamaya. To the extent our attention awareness practically grows on Pranamaya, Annamaya का importance चला जाता है. That's it. अन्नमय में ही है हम, अन्नमय से काम कर रहे हैं, लेकिन importance and value is gone because the importance is developed on Pranamaya. What cares to be taken to maintain Annamaya, they're all done. But what is happening now? Taken Annamaya as our own self and not tolerating the changes in that and misusing that for wrong purposes. So much of Nautanki is giving us dukkha. But when I become Pranamaya, Annamaya is there only for me to stay, and to stay it is to be maintained, and some purpose is there for that Annamaya, we do. उतना ही होगा उससे. Very interesting होएगा वो जीवन. लेकिन a car I go somewhere, उसके साथ उसके मेरे को क्या संबंध है? After I get down of the car, whether it's a taxi or own car, I am on my job. So to I the jiva, in the body I go to this and that place and do my work. Other than that is शरीर का और क्या importance है? नहीं है. नहीं होना भी चाहिए. But when we give that, it is called as samsara. It's called delusion. Once the delusion sets in, there is no end to it. Like to leave the eating. If we stick to that, live to eat, no eat to live, then there is no problem at all. The moment eat to live is changed from the eat to is live to change to eating for the taste comes. Is there any end to the delusion? When I start eating for the taste, is there the end for the tastes? Then throughout life will I not be in the delusion of eating for the taste? In the consequence, spoiling the health also. But if I stick to this principle, क्या है? जीने के लिए खाना, खाने के लिए टेस्ट. That's it. Only that much. More than नहीं. टेस्ट के लिए खाना, खाते हुए जिंदगी बर्बाद करना. If we can transcend that, where are we in delusion? Simple looking understandings, but they have great consequence. But that has to click to our intellects. As long as powerful vasanas are there, disbeliefs of what Shastra says is there, so long information comes but never changes our personality. Therefore, reduce some vasanas, develop faith in the Shastra, use the intellect to understand what is said, the truth of that, and then slowly start living. Then the habit develops of living life this way spiritually. Then, after the Pranamaya is touched, we have gone into Manomaya. Then, there also Tasmadva etasmat Pranamayat Anyaha Antaraha Atma Manomaya. तेनैष पूर्णः सवा एष पुरुषविदः एव तस्य पुरुषविदताम् अन्वयं पुरुषविदः. These three sentences continue. सवा एष पुरुषविद एव सः वै एष पुरुषविद एव. That also is in the Vidvidana of this Purusha only. Like the Annamaya Purusha with the Pancha limbs, so to the Pranamaya Purusha. Or like the Annamaya Pakshi, so to the Pranamaya Pakshi. So too the Pranamaya Pakshi or the Purusha has got Shiraha, Dakshina, Uttara Pakshaha, Atma and Pucham. So too the Manomaya also has Shiraha, Dakshina Pakshaha, Uttara Pakshaha, Atma and Pucham. Clear about it. There is no doubt. And that is already there. Rishis have discovered in this way one layers transcended. They went to see the Atmavastu. When they looked at the Atman and Brahman, and from there when they looked back, there were nothing called as these koshas. If at all they are only appearance on this Parabrahma. That is what the purpose of saying, no? Tasmadva etasmad atmanaha akasha sambhudaha. What is the final consequence of the Advana? All the Panchakoshas are the imaginary projections on the Brahma. They are not real. Real is Brahma Tattva. That is what we want. Use the pots, but don't say the pot is real at the cost of mud. Mud is real, pots are imaginary, having only the transactional utility, vyavaharik value. Don't give them paramarthika importance. Paramarthikataha mud alone. So paramarthikataha am brahmasmi. Missing the paramatma is the problem. That led to taking the jagat as paramatma or paramartha. And the Jagat is not as great, glorious as Paramatma. It changes, it modifies, it leaves us, it teaches, it ditches us, cheats us. Every of them are appearing like a beatings to us. We are suffering it. As a Paramatma, first stuck yourself, stay yourself, the real self. Then you are already in the bliss. Then you are seeing all the tamasha. The suffering jiva will not be there. Is it not? The jiva kaun hai? Paramatma only through the Upadhi. When the same Jiva identifies with the Paramatma Tattva and playing the play of the Upadhi, there is no samsara. That is what has to click to us both in understanding, practice, and then experience. That's called moksha. It will happen more and more. We have to go on listening and contemplating. One day it will happen. Till it happens, we are not going to leave anyway our study and sadhana. Now, while studying the Manomaya Kosha, very important discussion we started yesterday. The Manomaya Kosha is explained as Vedamaya. Very important, sublime, subtle, crucial, beautiful topic. Even if 5-10% of that we are able to understand, our orientation of sadhana life changes. So, tasya yajureva shiraha rugdakshina pakshaha samottara pakshaha. This is one set of understanding out of the 5 things. Then adesha atma atharvangirasa pucham pratishtha. They are very simple and direct. Though nothing to worry. So, like Pranamaya Kosha, we contemplated as a Pakshi and we have visualized the Pancha Pranas or Dasa Pranayeva Shiraha Vyano Dakshina Paksha Apana Uttara Paksha Akasha or Samana is Vayu Prithvi Bhucham Pratishtha. As we have done the exercise, here also for the Manomaya Kosha, Yajur is Shira, Rukku Dakshina Paksha Sama Uttara Paksha आदेश आत्मा अथर्वांगी रस पुच्छम प्रतिष्ठा. पहले इसका अभ्यास करना. Then each of the thing logically, as Bhagavan Bhashyakara explained, we try to understand why Yajurveda is Shiraha. First point. Thereafter, how the mana is Vedamaya. Third, therefore, what are the Vedas? Nothing but expression of Paramatma at the Manomaya level. Expression of Paramatma at the Manomaya level are the eternal Vedas. Vedas are apaurisheya, means non-created by human, is for this reason that they are expressing as the mantras from the Manomaya Kosha. That is what is the subject under discussion we initiated yesterday. So the first part is covered. Why the Yajurveda is given Shirastvam, the head portion, importance. Why not Rigveda and Samaveda? Once this prashna is answered, why Yaju, Eva and Shiraha, regarding other things, all the three Vedas are said. तीनों ही मन के ही भाग है. So the Shirastvam to the Yajurveda is given because of Pradhanyatu. We have seen Pradhanyata. क्यों? क्योंकि Yajurveda is Aniyata Akshara Pada Avasana. Very clear? It has no stipulated conditioning of these many letters, this many meter, etc. That freedom ke karana, it is lavishly used everywhere, therefore it is pradhan. Other mantras of Rug and Sama are in a particular designed meter. That conditioning is there in them, they cannot go beyond that particular conditionings. Is it not? Therefore, their utility is less. Like poetry utility is always less in our life. But the prose utility is there every day. Because in the poetry there are conditions कि ये इतने अक्षर का पाद का छंदस का होना है. But in the ordinary communication of prose order, what is the conditioning? You can pause anywhere, you can break the words anywhere, you can at length talk non-stop, you can, if you can understand this example, same way the Yajur mantras have no meter, therefore no full freedom, therefore more utilization. For that reason, it is pradhana. Therefore, the pradhana anga of the body is shira, therefore shirastvam is given to it. Only for explanation's sake, if we ask, otherwise it has no meaning at all. And when you go to the next kosha, इसको छोड़ना ही है. But इस level पे समझने के लिए अगर प्रश्न आया, तो this can be a satisfactory answer. वही द यजुर्वेद शिरा. अब उसके बाद पूछो मत, एक जवाब दे दिया तो हो गया बस. To satisfy that stupid mind's question, why Yaju Shira, why not Rug Yaju, Rug और Sama, this is the answer. चुप होना चाहिए वहाँ, because उससे ज़्यादा उसका importance नहीं है. मनोमय कोश के ऊपर ध्यान करके उसके लिम्स को ध्यान करने के लिए दिस प्रक्रिया इज गिवन. दैट आल्सो टू ट्रांसेंड द प्राणमय. You understood? To transcend the pranamaya, the only way is what? You have to focus on something subtler and higher. That's how the manomaya is explained, which is very much there at the avidya level before reaching Brahma Tattva. है, हमको अनुभव आ रहा है. Who says they don't have the mind? शरीर है, we all are aware. Prana Shakti is functioning, we all know. But behind that, other than these two, the mana also is there. आंख बंद करके देखो तो मन है ही. But that mana was never cared or we never became aware of it. Therefore, Veda mind is going with what it is identifying, what sankalpas is doing, what execution it's doing. All chaotic, like a officer-less office. All other people, anytime they come, they do, they don't do, there's no coordination at all. So the conscious understanding of the conscious awareness of the mana is not there. Therefore, Manomaya Kosha is working in an erratic manner. Any nation also, if the Raja is not Pakka, everybody does anything, whatever they want, creating only chaos, just like a traffic without traffic police. अगर है तो सब स्मूथ चलता है. पुलिस नहीं है, ट्रैफिक कौन किस लेन में आ रहा है, किस स्पीड से जा रहा है, कहाँ रुक रहा है, नहीं रुक रहा है, उसका कोई ठिकाना नहीं होता. सोठ और मनोमय कोश, व्हाट इट इज बिहेविंग, व्हाट इट इज थिंकिंग, कोई ठिकाना ही नहीं, बिकॉज वी नेवर बिकेम अवेयर ऑफ इट. हियर वी आर गिवन इन a process to become aware of the manomaya kosha. And again we are seeing it every day. Each kosha per se we are discussing. the capacity of those koshas, because of which each of the kosha expresses or behaves millions of ways. All that secondary aberrations we are not concerned here. वेद माता उपनिषद श्रुति माता उसमें नहीं जा रहा है. सीधा मन क्या है, प्राणमय कोश क्या है, अन्नमय क्या है, उतना ही बता रहा है. उस अन्नमय कोश को आप कितने तरह से यूज करोगे, ऐसा भी संसार. दैट वी आर नॉट टॉकिंग. व्हाट इज अन्नमय? बस इट्स रिलेशन विद द अन्न रस, इट्स रिलेशन विद प्राणमय, दिस मच. So to what is pranamaya is explained. Beyond that, no other. So to the manomaya. All other things we are not talking exactly what is manomaya. With that mana, out of delusion, because the power of it, because it has come from Maya, millions of things happen. We are already with Viveka Vairagya stopped all that nonsense, or through Abhyasa Vairagya or Yama Niyama. We are only what is beyond Pranamaya, Manomaya. What is his position? This much. Therefore, is it the Atma? No. Then what is the next one? So Gijnanamaya. Itna hi our discussion. In my mind, the raga, dveshadi, kama, krodadi are there, so powerful. They are making me commit all adharma. All of that is not discussed. That all you sort out in your LKG, UKG. That's all बच्चों का कहला है. बेवकूफ हो, थोड़ा दिमाग लगा के सोचो. That they all are the ones causing all dukkha. You will know it and drop it. What is there to think? When you see a bottle written poison, you don't think more about it. You throw it. So too, when you know that all these are delusionary misconceptions and giver of misery, उसका क्या सोचना है? छोड़ दो बस. That's called vairagya. The dropping ability is called vairagya. There is nothing to be held in this world worthy. And whatever you hold, that gives us misery. Nothing worthy. बस जो जरूरत है कर दी, छोड़ दी बस. In that way. Now, after saying the pradhanyam of the Yajurveda as Shirastvam, another two things are told. Ki in the Sannipata Yajna, where the Swahakara Sardana, Rigveda, Samaveda mantras are not used, Yajurveda is only used frequently. So Indraya Swaha, all of them are not Ruk and Sama type of chantings. They are all Yajus chantings. So because of this also, Sannipata Yajna में Yajurveda mantras are used more. Therefore, Yajuhu is Pradhana. Therefore, it is given Shirastva, which is not at all important topic, but a question पूछे तो. Now comes the crucial discussion from here onwards. What it is, what is the relation between the Vedas and mantra? Vedas and mana. Now, Veda, you condense it to the mantras, because Veda is, though it is Jnanam, but expressed through the mantra. And mantras have the artha, before that the vakya, before that the pada, before that the akshara, before that the swara, before that the nada. This is all sequential development of a mantra, which makes it Veda. Is it not? Now we are given a very subtle understanding, which is already there. Nothing created here. What is happening is given. Now these Veda mantras, all these stages, where are they? They are not in the books, They are in the mana only. That is the second point, which is very crucially being discussed after the first point of why Yajurveda is Shiraha. हो गया? This we have started studying yesterday, and there we have to be little conscious only to have a newer and diviner understanding. Something unique, such something beyond what we see routinely the normal things. That sentence was what? Ki manasaha hi. मनसह ही, मन का ही है ये सीक्वेंशियल डेवलपमेंट. मन का ही ये सीक्वेंशियल डेवलपमेंट है, which is making it a vakya, which is the Veda mantra, which is mantra, which is called Veda. Why all Vedas are at Manomaya level? Why Mana is called as Vedamayo? Yajureva Shiraha, Rug Dakshinaha, Samottaraha. मन का ही अंग बता रहे वेदों को. थोड़ा समझना है ना भाई. श्रुति माता मस्ट हैव सेड लाइक दैट. सो द टेक्निकल डेवलपमेंट इज दिस कि द वेदास आर इन द मंत्र रूप. Mantras are the Shabdas are coming from the mana. Therefore मन से निकलने के कारण शब्द, शब्द से बनने के कारण वेद, वेद मनोमय है, मन वेदमय है. Become subtle in this understanding. So very, very crucial thing this is. In the Vedantic understanding, such things are not lavishly everywhere put. Only very rare places these subtle things are given, and understanding of these are some breakthroughs. They take us to the next level. So here he said, Manasaha hi. Man ka hi. It's of the mind only. What is that? The generation of the sound, which is mantra, which is Veda. प्रोसेस क्या है? स्थान. कंठ स्थान से मन ही एक्सप्रेस होता है शब्द के रूप में. प्रयत्न, दी प्रयत्न फ्रॉम द कंठ that this type of the shabda should express. Is it not मन का संकल्प? Think about it. What I am uttering outside with the mouth is secondary. Primarily, the utterance is happening from the kantha, and that is happening in the kantha because the sankalpa of the mana, and that sankalpa alone is creating that sound and creating that particular word, making it express a sound through prana shakti. Therefore, sthanam hi mana hi hai. Prayatna विशेष is effort to speak out that word. इस संकल्प ओनली नहीं है तो संकल्प आई विल नॉट टॉक ओनली. कंठस्थान में शब्द बना, लेकिन बोलने का इच्छा नहीं, क्यों सुनते नहीं, क्यों बोलूं? हाउ मेनी टाइम्स बिकॉज ऑफ आवर संकल्प वी रिफ्रेन्ड फ्रॉम स्पीकिंग. इज इट नॉट? प्रयत्न नहीं किया क्योंकि जरूरत नहीं है. और अदरवाइज व्हेनेवर वी स्पीक, आफ्टर द वर्ड इज फॉर्म्ड एट द कंठ लेवल, टू स्पीक आउट दैट द प्रयत्न का संकल्प होता है, इसलिए वो प्रयत्न बनता है. दैट रिजल्ट्स इन द वर्ड्स अटरेंस. दैट प्रयत्न का संकल्प बिलोंग्स टू मन. तो स्थान बिलोंग्स टू मन. प्लीज रिमेंबर व्हाट वी आर स्टडीइंग, द वेदात्मकता ऑफ द मन. Vedas are the mantras. Mantras are the shabdas. For entire expression of the shabda, which is mantra, which is Veda, the source is mana, we are trying to understand. Therefore, the sthanam is this only, mana. Prayatnam also is mana. Thereafter, nada. At the first instance, the shabda, when it starts expressing as common sound, is called a nada. It is मन का ही संकल्प से हो रहा है. Then it becomes swara, then it becomes varna. Swara, how you want to express. Nada is a common sound. The swara gives it a direction. Swara, in a very layman's example, explanation is what? Whether it is a word of love, word of anger, word of curse, word of common expression, ये सब स्वर. एक एक एक्सप्रेशन का एक एक डिफरेंट वे होता है. व्हाट यू से लविंगली इज नॉट द सेम वे व्हेन यू से विथ एंगर. ना, एंगर में स्वर अलग होता है. तुम गधे हो, तुम ये हो, वो हो. यू कांट से यू आर नो सच ए डोंकी, यू आर लविंग इन द सेम वे. आई लव यू लाइक दैट, यू कांट से स्वर लाइक दैट. उसका अलग भाव होता है. हु इज डूइंग दैट? संकल्प मन ही कर रहा है उसका. देन दैट स्वरा थ्रू द वर्णमाला, स्वर और व्यंजन के रूप में शब्द मुंह से निकल रहा है. इट इज नो डाउट द वायु टचिंग द टंग एंड ऑल कमिंग आउट एंड एक्सप्रेसिंग एज डिफरेंट वर्ड्स, नो डाउट. बट संकल्प, लाइक आई हैव टू टॉक इन इंग्लिश नाउ, संकल्प कौन दे रहा है? मन. इन अदर क्लास आई टॉक इन हिंदी, इन तेलुगु और इन अदर. कैसे हो रहा है वो स्वर कौन से भाषा के होना चाहिए, कौन सा स्वर होना चाहिए? स्वर मीन्स द अल्फाबेट्स, वर्ण लेटर से, वर्णमाला. स्वर तो हो गया, वर्ण की बात कर रहे हैं हम. तो वर्णमाला में विच लैंग्वेज वाला एंड व्हाट हैव टू, इट्स मन ओनली इट्स डूइंग. इज इट नॉट? इफ आई हैव टू से इट्स एज अ टेबल, द टे एंड ब एंड ल, these three put together is table. A sound came out, but this sound should come out to communicate to listener. I am talking about the table. ये सब मन में चल रहा है बाबा. Otherwise, how can the mouth say something as table? उसको दिमाग नहीं है. Behind that, the mana should be there, the sankalpa, we should say that varna. So स्थान भी वही है, प्रयत्न भी वही है, स्वर भी वही है, वर्ण भी वही हो गया. Then the varna becomes pada. It is simple now. Varna is alphabets. Together become pada. Like I say te, ba, la. तो ट पहले मेरे को होना चाहिए पता. ट को ए करो तो ठे हो गया. देन ब, भ को डिस्टर्ब मत करो. फिर ला का वो आकार निकाल दो. Who is doing it? Not the prana shakti. Speech is not doing. They are all executing the orders given with the sankalpa of the mana. Therefore, the pada is stationed in the mind, though it is spoken through the mouth. Vakya also spoken through the mouth, but still it is in the mind only. And through pada and pada combination में वाक्य बनता है. Through the वाक्य विषय क्या है? What is the vishaya? Are you telling something? Are you giving knowledge? Are you giving love? Are you giving a work? Are you scolding somebody? Are you rewarding, recognizing? उस सेंटेंस के द्वारा जो भी आपको कहना चाहते हैं आप, वो सब भी मन में ही था पहले. तत्संकल्पात्मिका तद्भाविता वृत्ति ही. All of that is the vritti of the mano, sankalpita and bhavita in the mano, expressed through the mouth. इन सबका संकल्प किसमें होना? हुआ मन में. इसका भावना किधर हुआ? मन में. एक्सप्रेशन मस्ट बी और मे बी थ्रू द माउथ, बिकॉज माइंड कैनॉट स्पीक डायरेक्ट. इट नीड्स टू बी an instrument crosser the mouth to utter the word out and the pranavayu for the word to come out. So when I am analyzing this more and more, are we not able to differentiate between these three things? The word, before that it is a sound, before that it is a thought. है कि नहीं? वृत्ति, वायु, फिर शब्द. मन का वृत्ति ही पहले है, वही वायु के द्वारा शब्द के रूप में व्यक्त हो रहा है बाहर. Like when I call my mother, so that word mother is shabd, but the is a vayu only in the mouth. But before that, mother is a vritti in me. वृत्ति ही शब्द के द्वारा मन के रूप में, शब्द वायु के द्वारा शब्द के रूप में एक्सप्रेस हो रहा है. अदर इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग इज व्हाट, व्हेन आई अटर दिस साउंड, व्हेन इट रीचेस योर ईयर्स, हियर द कर्मेंद्रिय माउथ बिकेम द ऑर्गन टू एक्सप्रेस दैट. फॉर यू द ज्ञानेन्द्रिय, द ईयर वर्क्स, दैट ईयर लिसन्स टू दिस साउंड, एंड इनसाइड इन द माइंड व्हाट आई वांट टू कन्वे, दैट वृत्ति हैपेंस. For me to communicate my vritti, I speak to you. The means are this mouth and the vayu. And for you, the hearing organ. So therefore, all Vedas are mantras, all words are mantras are shabdas, all shabdas are none but the manovritti. For the manovritti communication, the vayu or the shabda is used. अगर वो वृत्ति विशेष नहीं है तो why will I speak? Therefore, the word is not important. The expression of the word of the vayu is not important. What is important is the mana only. The vritti in the mana. Tat sankalpatmika, tat bhavatmaka vritti hi. So tat sankalpatmika, tat bhavita vritti hi. Same one, shrotra adi karana dwara, through the ears, etc. Shrotra adi. Shrotra matlab inside the mana buddhi ityadi. Yaju sanketa vishishta. Yajuhu iti uchyate. So what is happening? That Yaju Sanketa Vishishta, इसको यजु नामक बाद में दिया गया, but from inside me, मन में created, it is coming out through the mouth, through the ears, it is entering into your own mana. Okay. Now another angle is what? Every Veda is Jnanam only, used in the form of Shabda. So Jnanam is always there in the mana antakarana only. So that way also we can see, first is the vritti vishesha, then its expression through shabda adi. So this is how not only Yajurveda, Rigveda, Samaveda, all of them are born in the mind only. That is how the mana is Vedamaya or Vedas are Manomaya. एक बात यहाँ तक हुआ, मनसः ही स्थान प्रयत्न नाद स्वर वर्ण पद वाक्य विषया तत्संकल्पात्मिका तद्भाविता वृत्ति. मनसः वृत्ति इज द मेन सेंटेंस. मन का ही वृत्ति है. क्या इतने प्रोसेस में जो बाहर का शब्द निकल रहा है मेरे मुख से, सेम थिंग थ्रू योर ईयर्स रीचिंग टू यू, टू वेयर, टू योर ओन मन. I am not communicating to your ears. My mouth is not communicating with your ear. My mind is communicating to your mind. Mind cannot communicate at our grosser level. When we reach to Dakshinamurti level, then we can without the speech. Mauna Vyakya से सब समझ लेते. But otherwise, Shabda is required. That is the only way. That is the way the Lord kept that. So by this all that, शब्द के पीछे वायु, ये इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है, मन का वृत्ति इम्पोर्टेंट है. Having said so, all the shabdas are in the mana, Vedas are made out of the mantra, mantra are made out of the shabda, therefore all Vedas are in the mana, therefore Vedatmaka is mana. That is why Yajureva Shiraha Rukdakshina Samottara is said. Evam Ruko, Evam Samacha. Any of the Vedas, they are only mantras, all mantras are words, all words are the manasik vritti vishesha, though they are expressed through the mouth in the uchcharana. मुंह से उच्चारण हो रहा है लेकिन उसका स्थान क्या है? मूल मन है. ओके, नाउ नेक्स्ट लेवल. एवं च, in this way alone, manovruttitve, be attentive, is very good. Manovruttitve, it's a manasika vritti. Vritti means performance. It is a work done by the mana at its own level. That manovruttitve mantranam vrittihi eva avartyate. The end continuously in the mana function only, the mantras are generated continuously. Mantras are not uttered by the mouth. Mouth is a gross instrument. If in the mind that particular mantra is not there, like I am chanting Om Ganana Andva Ganapadigam Havamahe Kaving Kavinam Upamashravastutmam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspadana Shrunvanno Deveseda Sadhanam. So you heard it, the word, sound, I uttered through my mouth. But can this chant happen without the manovritti forming as the chant? Is it not? And not once. Every time when I chant this the mantra, the mana becomes that vritti. मन का ही वृत्ति है शब्द के रूप में, मंत्र के रूप में हो रहा है. एंड दैट इज वाई द मनोवृत्ति का मतलब दिस इज कॉल्ड द जपा, that again and again in the mana, the same mantra when I am uttering, the mana going into million directions with a million thoughts or utterances which are of no meaning are curtailed. That is why the pramukhyata of the japa. Consciously when I at the mind level do the japa of any of the mantra, the uncontrolled behavior of the mana to have so many vrittis and making them function through all the indriyas to create samsara goes away. इसलिए सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट साधना जप का होता है. एंड जप इज नॉट ओकल, जप इज इन द माइंड. A japa which is done with the mouth, at that time the mind is gone somewhere else, so it is not japa at all. It is mechanical utterance of a parrot or the tape record. By this we must know the japa is manasikam. When our indriyas are too extroverted, we are not able to do japa because the ears are very actively extroverted. Then I chant with my mouth for my ears to focus on my chant. Through the ears, the mind to get focused. Therefore, japa is never the vachika sadhana, nor it is the pranika sadhana, it is manasika. Manasika is japa. मन में आवर्तन होना चाहिए उस जप का. The more we do the avartana of that vritti only in the mana, all other habitual vrittis of mana, which is called manorajya, which is not required at all, which is the cause of all fears, worries, anxieties, wrong initiatives, it goes away. That is why we are told to do japa. By the way, in our day's transaction, in our mind's awakened stage, from morning till night, out of its 100% of vrittis, 80% are unwanted only. 80 can, 90 you can say sometime, even 95. That's called Manoraj. And that is why we are not able to focus on what we have to do. Therefore, there is no perfection. Is it not when you are cooking food? Is that mind only on the cooking? A thousand things are there in the mind which are not required there. It's called Manoraj. That wrong habit went on there. So, doing the japa, doing kirtana, only mind is focused on that. That is how our Yashoda and all of them, when you do used to churn the milk, they only sing Krishna's glories. So that mind, because of its capacity, should not think about thousands of unwanted things, which only pressurize the mind, which only make us do unwanted things. This is a big science, please. Let us try to understand it that way. Also, in a day, in our mind, out of 100% vritti, 80-90% are unrelated only. Is it not? So many of the things. Like now the Turkey Varki Bhukam. How throughout the day you need not worry about it. Just close eyes, pray for all of them. Ho gaya. If you want to send some money, bhej do. Ho gaya. No, more than that, that which is not in our hands, but we go on brooding in the mind. It is an unwanted thing. Is it not distracting us from the work? Is it not wasting our mental energy? You pray for universe. Ho gaya. You have your own immediate work to do. You are a student of Vedanta. Here you are seated in the class. You are supposed to study Upanishad. You are not supposed to sit in the class and think about Turkey. करना है तो टर्की जाओ फिर forget the class. But in the mind, how many vrittis go on come and they kidnap the main vritti. That's how we are not able to focus when we do the japa. When you are not able to focus fully when you do a work, we are not able to use our intellect to analyze the situation to come to right understanding and judgment. वो कहाँ है भाग ही रहा है मन हैबिट हो गया सो जप करने से वो कंट्रोल होता है जप इज मानसिक साधना ये शब्द uttered in the mind so एवं च मनोवृत्तित्वे मंत्राणां वृत्तिः एव आवर्त्यते Manovruttitve, in the Vartanam of the mana, Vyavahara of the mana, Varta of the mana, Mantranam Vrutti eva avartate. Only because of the Manovrittis, Mantra Vritti is going on happening. Iti, therefore, Manasa Japa Upavajyate. Therefore, Manasa Japa is recommended to us. Manasa Japa is recommended to us because the mana can be controlled that way and also to hint to us that in that japa, whatever the rupa, nama, shabda is there, mantra, they're all in the mind only. मन में ही संभावना है उसका मन से ही करना है मन को ही कंट्रोल करने के लिए that japa. So this much is the second understanding. एवं च मनोवृत्तित्वे मंत्राणाम ओके वृत्ति एव आवर्त्यते इति मानस जप उपज्यते एवं च मनोवृत्तित्वे मंत्राणां बिकॉज द मंत्रास आर द मनोवृत्तिस वृत्ति एव आवर्त्यते वृत्ति अलोन इज गोइंग ऑन कमिंग देयर इति मानस जप उपज्यते therefore there is a possibility of manas japa there is a need of manas japa and that brings such a tremendous amount of ekagrata of the mana. Otherwise, like a canal is made, water is going in one direction. If it's not made, the river finds its own way. It goes into the houses, it goes into the fields, it goes into the grounds. हर जगह जाएगा वो. Doing japa is like putting canal to the thoughts of mind. Not doing that, mind goes for every channel, unwanted. That's its capacity. It's water's capacity to go wherever it is. The lower is there, lower. unless it is controlled. Oh, innocent. So to mana, unless through japa we bring to concentration, if you leave it to itself naturally, it goes into other directions, which is not healthy for the mind, especially for those who want to do meditation, contemplation, spirituality, or any work also. बाहरी काम में भी अब मन कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड नहीं हुआ तो हाउ कैन यू डू द वर्क effectively? Many accidents happen because of one fraction of distraction in the mind. Next comes important thing. Anyatha, otherwise, avishayatvat. If the mantra is not coming in the mind, mantra na avartaitum shakyaha. If the mantra is not in the control of the mana, you can never control the you can never do the japa. अगर वो मन का बच्चा नहीं है तो शब्द या मंत्र जब कभी भी नहीं हो सकता. आवर्तन मीन्स रिपीटेडली डूइंग. So I am saying Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya, Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya, Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya. In this way, if you are able to do japa, why? How? Because this japa is in the control of the mind. Japa is mantra, mantra is shabda. अगर नहीं होता, if mantra is outside, like a घड़ा बाहर की वस्तु है, if the mantra or the shabda is not born or the object of the mana, if it is an outer vastu, it will not be in my control. An outer object like gada or anything, other than the mind it is, no, you have no sway over it. क्या करोगे गड़े को? कुछ नहीं, देखोगे बस उतना ही. But all shabdas we are uttering, like ghada, the pot sound. Pot is outside, which I have no control on. But pot word is in the mind. Therefore, I can say pot, 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 pot. मन के है अधीन में है शब्द और जपा. दिस इज व्हाट इज द पॉइंट कन्वेड. अन्यथा अविषयत्वात्, अगर वो विषय नहीं है मन का ये शब्द, देन मंत्र न आवर्तितुम शक्यः घटादिवत्. One cannot repeatedly do the japa if that shabda is not in the control of the mind. Gatadi iti manasa japa na upapajyate. Then you could never have done the japa in the mind. So what is the whole topic is happening? Vedas are manomaya. Why? That answer. Vedas are all shabdatmaka. Shabdas are in the mano. Therefore all the Vedas, which are nothing but shabdas, are in the mano. Shabda Rashi Veda. Veda have its own understanding and all, again that will be the intellect later on. Even beyond that is Veda is Parabrahma only. That will be the next topic. That Parabrahma only as a Veda Rashi expressing through the Mana first, then the Vani second. Then in the book form it is printed. Therefore, वेद के द्वारा मन के द्वारा वेद एक्सप्रेस हो रहे हैं. केवल मन के द्वारा ही वेद एक्सप्रेस हो रहा है. At this level, the importance of the mana. But beyond that, Vedas are eternal. These are the two crucial things we have to catch. Vedas are not created. Eternally they are there. Expressed through the mind, then the Shabda. So in this way, without mana, Vedas cannot express. That way, the Veda, mana is important at that level. And Veda is this way is expressed through mana, otherwise it is eternally there in its own subtle form. वृत्ति के रूप में, शब्द के रूप में, मन और वाणी के द्वारा व्यक्त हो रहा है वेद. अगर नहीं व्यक्त हो रहा तो व्यक्तीकरण नहीं है, बट नॉट दैट दे आर एब्सेंट, दे आर इटर्नली देयर. दैट्स व्हाई द इटर्नैलिटी ऑफ द वेद. Now, mantra avruti cha chodyate bahusha karmasu. And then again and again in all the karmas, mantra avruti is given. Repeat the mantras, repeat the mantras, repeat the mantras. Because it is possible in the mind only. That vritti, that particular mantra ucharana. Now, a question is asked by a Purvapakshi. This is a way to say that the Shabda is external to the mind. See, what we discussed so far is Shabda, whose Rashi becomes Veda, is internal aspect of the mind. That is the actual conclusion so far. The Shabda cannot exist without Manovrutti. Shabda is equal to Vedas. So they are in the Mana only, it is said, not outside the Mana. Purabhakshi is saying it can be outside the Mana also with some logic. That will be answered by Bhashyakara very beautifully. Point is what? Akshara Vishaya Smurtyavritya. Akshara Vishaya Smurtyavritya. Mantravritti Syat. See, Akshar is letters. अक्षरों का कॉम्बिनेशन से वर्ड्स है और इसका हमारे अंदर स्मृति है. तो स्मृति का आवृत्ति से शब्द हो रहा है विदाउट द माइंड्स माइंड्स प्रेजेंस. इफ यू से दैट मीन्स व्हाट इज सेइंग मंत्र इज एक्सप्रेस्ड बिकॉज ऑफ द स्मृति ही इज ट्राइंग टू से. In other words, he is trying to bring the Veda to the Smriti level. Now, what the Siddhanti has to prove is what? Ki mantra is not the Smriti. Mantra is not memory. Mantra is every time expression of Paramatma through the mind as a Vritti and Shabda. Smriti is a dead and gone, an experience of something. Like I went somewhere to an exhibition or any place. तो वो अनुभव मेरे अंदर स्मृति में आया. So that I do the smarana. Smarana also is a vritti. Veda mantra also is vritti. But Veda mantra is not a स्मरण वाला वृत्ति. अगर स्मरण वाला वृत्ति होता तो वेद मंत्र को स्मरण करो ऐसे कहते हैं ना. But is there anywhere that आदेश given in any of the यज्ञ आगादि? वेद मंत्र का स्मरण करो कहीं नहीं बोलते, उच्चारण करो बोलते. If the Veda mantra and its efficacy is there as a smriti, this would have not been told. Like, अच्छा तुम गायत्री मंत्र हो गया याद तो फिर ठीक है स्मरण अब छोड़ दो. Nobody says like that. Gayatri mantra every day will have to be chanted. We have the smriti of Gayatri mantra, but smriti of the Gayatri mantra never helps. Ucharana of the Gayatri mantra helps. At the time of Ucharana, it is a fresh creation of the vritti. It is not smriti. The smriti helps you to know the mantra, remember the mantra. Remembering mantra is not the chanting or using the mantra, no. You have to do the ucharana of it. Like I have to tell you to go there. I know it in the mind, smriti. हो गया तो याद है मन में तो बात बनता है क्या? I have to utter it through the mouth, no? भाई आप वहां जाइएगा. When I say आप वहां जाइएगा, a new thought is made in me. This time, it is not a smriti. Therefore, Veda is a fresh expression of Paramatma. Every time through our mind, it is not a vritti. That is the point. That will be explained. Siddhanti says here, Mukhya Artha Asambhavatu Triprathamamanvaha Triruttamam iti Rugavruti Shruyate Tatra Rucha Avishayatve Tad Vishya Smrutya Vrutya Mantra Vrutaucha Kriyamanayam Tripratamam Anvaha iti Rugavruti Mukhya Artha Choditaha Paritaktaha Syatu. Tasmat, now this sentence, Manovrutti Upadi Parichinnam Manovrutti Nishtam Atma Chaitanyam Anadinidanam Jajushabdavacham Atma Vijnanam Mantraha iti Evamcha Nityatva Bhavati Vedana. In fact, every moment when we are chanting the Veda mantra, we are directly in contact with Parabrahma. That much powerful is the Veda mantra Ucharana in the mana. That very crucial topic which gives more importance in our heart to the Veda mantras, we will discuss it tomorrow. Little, but थोड़ा सा ये वाला portion में हमको सूक्ष्म बनकर सुनना है. The whole idea is what? Parabrahma Paramatma only expressing through the mana as the Veda mantras. Only Veda mantra, not any object of the world. Not the names of the world, other interactions. नहीं. वेद मंत्रों की बात यहाँ कह रहे. वेद mantras are expressing through the mana. Veda मतलब Parabrahma Paramatma only expressing through the mana Veda mantras. That is why Let us say Om Shanno Mitrasham Varunaha. When this utterance is going on, I am directly in contact with Parabrahma. Shamno Mitra is a Shabda. Shabda, before it expresses as Shabda, it is a Vritti in the Mano. That Vritti in the Mano ke रूप में Parabrahma expressing. Don't say that Shanno Mitra I remember. A memory को छोड़ो. Memory facilitates to do the chanting. Even if memory is not there, किताब को देखकर पढ़ रहे हो आप. उस समय तो स्मृति ही नहीं है. So you are looking at the book, you are registering the akshara, so you are uttering the sound. All these appears to be upping to the mouth. But without the mind being there, without the conscious Paramatma being there, can you do the chanting of them? Therefore, conscious Paramatma only expressing as the Vedas through the Mano. This is why Vedas are not created by the man with his mind or the vrittis. This is a crucial point. Veda is not manovritti. Veda is expressing as manovritti. Vedas are the eternal expression of Paramatma. Veda or Paramatma are not two. Paramatma one alone is in the form of Veda eternal. That eternal Veda, eternal Paramatma, at the mind level, for the sake of communication, etc., convenience, expressing as the vritti. All the other vrittis of the Jagat are created by the Mano. But the Veda mantras are not vrittis created by the Mano, are expressed at the level of Mana. This much difference, if you can catch, we can understand what Bhagavan Shankara is trying to tell. One or two things of this regard we'll discuss tomorrow. Om, 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 Om. Now, Saramsha is this: there is no greatest sadhana than chanting Veda mantras every day to be in touch with Parabrahma Tattva. The chanting, though we utter with the mouth, but the vritti should be formed in the mind. So every Veda mantra uttered is directly expression of Parabrahma. Therefore, every Veda mantra is so sacred. That feeling should come. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Parabrahmane Namaha Shruti Matre Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you, friends.